It's so great that you're all joining us today. These are some of my favorite events to host because they're really no nonsense events. I mean, sure, I do PR and spinning is part of my job. They're really events dedicated to you. And we really search for people who have great success stories who want to share them. So all of you maybe could be guests in the future on one of these, because uh, you can do a lot on Alignable. Sometimes you just need a little coaching or you just need the inspiration. And we want to provide all of that today if we can. And we're doing the overlay with the contest. We've been doing the contest now for 5 or 6 years. And each year it gets more and more exciting. We try to make it more exciting for everybody too. Our vote total is already through the roof. And we're thinking it could even double by the time the contest ends on February 23rd. So we're all excited about that.
Mhm.
And this is also what's happened with the contest. The contest initially was just here to recognize great small business people, people who are the most altruistic and giving and helpful to their peers. And it's built upon that now, where this contest itself will help to drive a lot of visibility and your own personality and how you're interacting with different people and voting for different people and writing recommendations and testimonials and all of that. So, we think of it as pretty much networking on steroids and bringing everything up to a very high level
Mhm.
during the contest. And we hope it's fun too. Some people love networking all the time. Some people really don't like it that much. And we're hoping that everyone gets a good taste of how fun and productive it can be and how through all of this you can build your business. So that's what we're really here to talk about. So we're here to talk about these panelists converting their past wins into business success. And it's not just the past wins, but in some cases, people didn't even know they were on Alignable until they won a contest or someone voted for them or something happened just because we have so many members. And the two today, I mean, Susan and Mike, I've been emailing with them for a long time. Susan and I have been exchanging comments on posts for, I feel like it's been about a year or two. And it's just so exciting to have both of you here. Susan is the owner of Animate Life Coaching. Her business has gone up 60% after winning 2 local contests and also becoming a group leader. And then you've got Mike Robinson, who's the founder of the Global Cannabinoid Research Center and other startups. Every time I talk to Mike, it seems to be another startup he's involved in. So I was afraid to put a number down here, to tell you the truth. So I just left it at other startups. His business has just skyrocketed. 60% is amazing. He's had one heck of a year in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
His business is up 500% after winning the local contest last year and becoming a group leader and really being very involved with Alignable and outside of Alignable. And we'll talk about his story too. So Randy, why don't we go to the next slide? Okay, so as you know, we have 8.7 million members right now, and this is part of our member success series, as Randy said. And one of the biggest questions is always, how do I get customers on Alignable? How does that happen? And there are a lot of different ways you can do that. And both of our guests will be talking about several of those ways. But, we just want you to make the most out of Alignable and of the contest. And I will tell you, as the official contest king here, I brought the contest with me when I came here for a job and modified it for Alignable. And I have to tell you, it just kickstarts not just your networking for the year, but it can kickstart your entire experience on Alignable.
Mhm.
So I really want people to use it the best way possible. I will give you my email address. I'm Chuck at alignable.com. My theory is, or my I guess my motto is really no contestant left behind. I don't want anyone having any question getting in the way of them being part of the contest. So
Mhm.
please email me if you have any questions, and I will either answer them directly or I'll find someone else who can. So with that, let's move to the next slide. Okay, you heard about this before. Post your questions in the Q&A box. You will be seeing links to two key groups, the Local Biz Person of the Year and Alignable Success Tips. The Local Biz Person of the Year group is the main group for the contest. So that's a great place to find networkers, folks. The big secret is that you will find, especially this time of year, the very best networkers in that group, and they're often very happy to give you all sorts of advice, answer questions. There are people posting questions, and past winners have gotten in there to answer them before I could. So I really appreciate that. But you want to keep your eyes open for a link to this event also in an email following. So you can take notes if you want, but you'll have all of this to look at again probably in the next couple of days. Okay. So here we go. We're off script here, and that's where I like to be. I really want to get into the stories from both Mike and Susan. Susan, I'm going to start with you and have you sort of tell us your alignable story in a sentence or two, and so that people really will be like, well, know the right questions to ask you and all that.
Thank you, Chuck. It's such a pleasure to be here with all of you today and share with you my story. So, a sentence or two. All right, I will try to
Well,
keep
you
this
you
really
can go
short.
to 5 or 6 sentences. That's
There you
okay.
go.
Whatever you want
Well,
to
I'm
do.
just going to start with how I really appreciate how Alignable has supported me. Without Alignable supporting me, I was not able to support others. So the foundation that Alignable has established is prime. I can't say that enough. They show us how to do everything on here. So one of the things that started me out on Alignable was at first, I was not sure how this thing was working. I answered a survey. That survey led me to a one-on-one with one of Alignable's leadership team. They were starting groups at the time. I had experience with starting groups and hosting networking events. So I was delighted to be invited to start a group on Alignable. That group is Business and Parenting Collaborative Group. There's 20,000 members in that group. It's a
Amazing.
lot of fun. And what we do there is I try to support that community for what its purpose serves. And in that process, I meet people like Mike Robinson. He's in there. He's asked questions about, hey, he asks the group, hey, you know what? I have this situation going on. I'm trying to figure out how to take care of my daughter at the same time, like handle all this business stuff. That's what that group is about. There's a lot more to it. So the one thing that I love about Alignable is we are on Main Street together. I like to emphasize that. It's as if your business is next door to mine, across the street, down the block. If I'm going to walk into your business, I'm going to come in and I'm going to say hello to you. I genuinely want to get to know you, see what you're about. And next day or two, we see each other, we wave, right? That's how I approach the Alignable space. It's a virtual world. And it was really weird to first, establish all of this, but that has been a game changer for me, is really getting into the idea that, hey, we're all here together. It's a virtual world, but we're really face to face with one another. So the thing that I loved about the contest is that I really loved being able to acknowledge people, genuinely acknowledge these people. I don't ask for votes. I know that some people do, but to me, a genuine relationship is way better than something that seems superficial. So I'm all about genuine relationships. I have so many friends that I've made on the platform. I can't even tell you. I meet people when I travel with my husband all over the US. I haven't been up into Canada yet, but I do have people that see my recommendations and they actually contact me. They feel that there's this trust. Okay, so she's trusted by these people. Perhaps I can trust her too. So then they get to know me. That's how Alignable works, if you will. We establish community together. The culture here, I have bought into the culture of respect, humanity, dignity, worth. Every single one of you here has something to offer. And that's what brings us close together as a most beautiful community. So, is there any questions?
Well, we're gonna hold the questions for a little later, but that was something else. That was a lot. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this tape and take some of that messaging for myself. That was fantastic. Um,
That's my heart.
oh, it is, and if you've ever seen Susan comment on things in the app anywhere, very sweet comments, very genuine, very well thought out. I mean, all of these things, and she represents who she really is in every word that she writes, which is great. And that's also something to emulate too, because the other thing here is we're a bunch of real people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? People are small business owners. They're like, enough of the BS. We want, who are you? And how can we help you? Like, that's the question. How can I help you? And if enough people ask it, and they do, but if enough people do ask it, then all that help gets passed around, which is fantastic. So that is just super. Mike, why don't you talk to us a little bit about your success story here, and how you're doing all of the things you're doing on Alignable related to the contest and beyond?
It's so great to be here. I'm just beyond pleased. And yeah, when it
We're
comes to
thrilled to
Alignable,
have you.
thank you. When it comes to Alignable and my experience on it, I first came to Alignable when I was fighting 3 stage 4 cancers at one time, almost a decade ago. I started the American Cannabis Compassion Alliance on here with Dennis Perone. Rest in peace. He passed in 2018. He was the writer of California's Proposition 215, which was the first ever re-legalization of medicinal cannabis. I'm the founder of the Global Cannabinoid Research Center. So I've been in cannabis for quite some time. And before I got into that professional end of it, I was in the give it all away and help all the people, the very beginning of that movement. So my Alignable account for such a long period of time was nothing but that. And I didn't use it a whole lot. Um, and then I had an experience that just wasn't too great on another professional platform in which I paid quite a bit for a premium. And I went back to Alignable and I saw a premium on Alignable, and this was only a year ago. Just last year, I think January, late January. So just almost the anniversary right now.
Hmm.
And I saw premium and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pay for premium here. And I just did it because I had a premium account and I was feeling lonely inside because I'm so used to that social media world and what I do. I was a High Times Top 100 recipient, award winner, all these things. And in cannabis, we're very social media aspect, and the difference on Alignable was incredible, just incredible. In December of 2022, right before I came back and opened the premium account on Alignable, I was diagnosed with a recurrence of that cancer. I had beat those 3 cancers way back when I first opened my account, and all these years later, I got cancer again, and that's when I came back a year ago. I was in a fresh diagnosis just out of the hospital, and I was missing my social media professional networking. And wow, when I started premium, did I find out a whole different way of professional networking, one in which people were serious, in which they came to the table to do business, not to share a meme, not to share an opinion, not to get into a comment war. And in comments where people talked back constructively, gave input about their business, gave input about what they were doing in this situation and that situation. What I found on Alignable was to be a community of people that actually cared about each other individually and in groups too. And it was beyond just, I'm happy about this business wise. It was a warm feeling inside in a cancer battle. And that led me to start opening groups. So I'm sort of like junior Susan here, that's just
Junior
starting to get
Susan.
my footing and figure out how to operate groups. I'm gonna have to get one-on-one with her to get more input, because I've got 3 different groups. One of them is the plant medicine, an alternative medicine group for people that have businesses in alternative medicine. One is for people that have cancer who are in business, and these are all just little baby groups that are getting started and need a lot more of my attention. But when we talk about success from Alignable, that is what's incredible for me. I mean, it is just incredible what it's done for me. Um, it wasn't just about winning contests for my local community. It was about exactly what Susan said. The rest of the world noticing that. We did a press release off of one of my tiny little businesses that is still floundering, and it created all kinds of new businesses where, like you said, 1, 2, 3, 4 new startup corporations in 12 months while fighting cancer. So I had to go into Susan's group to get help from other parents and people that are in business. I had to go into the small business owners group to get information from people who've got small business. One of them is a brick and mortar. So I went over there and got information. What do I do? I'm not even there at the location yet. I'm a part. So I found that Alignable was a resource in every direction I turned that gave me something I truly needed and not some feel good because 9,000 people liked what I posted on, a platform.
Right.
And I think that is so important. I'm definitely not here to advertise for premium. I'm just giving you my experience.
Right.
Um, I didn't even know about Premium Plus. I saw that recently. Like, what's that? But, but and I'm really looking forward to doing more. I have to share with everybody. This is my first ever video conference on Alignable. I did not take advantage of all the quick connects, and I'm going to start now because I'm seeing how simple this is. It's so easy just to be yourself. And on this network, that's all you have to do. You
Yes.
don't need to put up a
You
false
have
front.
to do that. In fact, you can't be someone else. You have to be you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So on Alignable, you've got a couple basic rules. So Mike Robinson's rules for Alignable: number 1, 2 words: show up. Just
Yeah.
be here. Okay. And then the other rule 2 is also 2 words: be yourself. Do those 2 things: show up and be yourself, and start connecting with like-minded people and expand your business with getting knowledge, information. There's people that I've had, I got a new CPA on here. I got a book cover written. I've got an editor for a book on it, all from Alignable. And this is incredible. None of this came from the big, huge 300,000 following social media professional network I had. So it's just incredible, all the way to the point of international contracts to develop and formulate medicine. So I can't say more than what I guess what I already did. How awesome it is just to be on here. And I'll tell you, more than once I looked at what I was paying a month for Alignable Premium because I'm on a tight budget. And I was like, I haven't done much for the last couple of months on there. Maybe I should. No. Immediately that was the thought was no. Don't stop. You have your different groups building, and
Right.
on Alignable, when I come in and talk to people and I answer messages, I'll tell you, when I get this excited, it's because something is good. When I come into Alignable and answer my messages, I make sales. Income comes to my business, and none of us get out of bed and go to work solely just to make the world a better place. We
Right.
also need to feed ourselves, our families, and keep the roof over our head. And for me, I need to put more stickers on my walls.
So let me just ask you guys this, and we'll start questions pretty soon. But I just wanted to ask a little bit more about you, Susan. Talk to me a little bit about. So you've won a couple of contests so far, right?
Mhm.
Talk to me about where you think why that's important or why even participating. I mean, I always tell everyone just participate in the contest, whether you win or not. You do win because you're networking, you're connecting to people and all of that. But I do know that sometimes when people win, they'll use the press release and send that out, and they'll get all sorts of things coming in. And Mike, we'll talk to you a little bit more about that too. But or the badges and all of that. Did it help with credibility, do you think, or visibility? What would you tell somebody who's like, geez, I don't know about the contest. I don't, I need Susan to tell me if I should be participating or not.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate that question. So I do believe that that badge has helped people trust that I could be someone that they might want to work with. What I love about the contest is the acknowledgement that we give to one another. There's never enough votes, It's like I'll even take time to I don't have any more votes left, but I'll take time to go acknowledge someone that I haven't, talked to in a while or so the contest does matter, and it shows that you are participating in the community.
Right.
And even though you're new, it's all good. What if you just get the one vote, right? But go vote for those people that you really appreciate. The people that are supporting you in your business and helping you find ways that make sense for you, because you're going to be at a different developmental stage in your business than maybe someone else. Honor that. And then just continue to do the things that are important to you. And the and even just now, like I haven't even there's one more thing that's coming to me, and it is this. I haven't used a press release before, but in this moment, I'm considering doing that. And then that actually opens up, more visibility to Alignable and bringing the people that want to be here with us to participate.
Yep, that's great. And one little thing, and then we'll talk to Mike a little more about it too, is that for any of the people who win, and by the way we designed this contest, we won a lot of winners. Okay, I've been doing contests for more decades than I'd like to say publicly. And I have to tell you, this contest has more winners than any contest I've ever done before because it's local, right? But then there's rankings and the national people. Some people want to see where that is. And, and that's always fun too. But last year, we had just shy of 4,000 winners. And I'm hoping we have 5,000 winners coming up in this contest. That would be terrific. 4,000's fine. But the idea is, listen, we're working with a bunch of winners, whether you win the contest or not. But
Exactly.
it is nice to have that badge if you have the support. But the
Mhm.
way you get that support is by being a good person and going out and voting, or also throughout the year, hey, could I help you with this problem, or giving advice on a post in Susan's group, or being visible that way.
Mhm.
It's not hard to do. You just need to be a good, genuine person who wants to help out.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that really
really
is
it.
truly it. Just
It's not
helping people.
hard. It's not hard, and that's why we do have so many great people here.
Mhm.
Which, of course, I'm the PR guy. I'm going to say that, but it's true. You know,
Yeah.
we, we see that. So Mike, talk to me a little bit about. I love that you use the press kit. We create a little press kit where it's called a Swiss cheese release. So we write everything you could possibly need. You just need to fill in your name and name of your company and your town, and then send it out. And there are also some social media tips we've got, some drafts, all of that. We just want to make it as easy as humanly possible to
Mhm.
promote the win.
Yeah.
Whether it's on, some people have it in their bios, some people send it to their relatives. I've heard this story. They send it to their relatives to say, look at, see, my business got acknowledged. See, I'm really doing this. All of that's great because, one of the reasons we started it was because I came here. I had been in my own business for 6 years. My
Mhm.
dad, who just retired at 80, he's 88 now, he had been doing his own business for 25 years, and there was one common denominator. Small business people don't get a fraction of the credit they deserve for what they're doing for the economy, what they're doing for their communities, what they're doing for their fellow peers. And I was mad about it. So I came here and I was like, we are going to go recognize anybody who the peers recognize. And that's how this contest turned into what it is today. And we just want to keep building it more and more. But let me ask you, Mike. So you won the contest, and you sent out a press release, which was great. What happened after that?
Well, it was pretty incredible. I used EIN Newswire,
Great.
I think, which cost me like 55 or $75 for the press release.
Oh, you got a
And,
good deal. Great.
yeah, and you can get them pretty inexpensively there, and the the number of responses were incredible. The number of phone calls, the number of references to it were just incredible. But I think that a lot of people, Chuck, may not even realize, if they're new here, what the contest even is. And the business person of the year, when I first came in and paid and became premium and all that kind of stuff, because I wanted to be part of this platform in a firm way last year, early in the year, and advanced my account that way. I saw the contest and I was wondering what it was. So
Right.
I went to the Alignable Contest of the Year and I read some of that. And I said, okay, this is a place to recognize business people. And I think I had 10 votes that I got to use. And
Yeah.
my strategy was, when I saw that there's a business person of the year for every county or every area,
Every
every city,
town that
what
we could
have you,
find.
you
Yeah.
know, was, why not take these votes that I have and find people on this network that I see doing things that fit the script. Okay, this person is really posting a lot, answering a lot of people. They're pushing the business. They're helping people. for Alignable, for the network, they would be a business person of the year in that area. So then I cast my vote, and I have to share that last year, not one vote was given to somebody I know. And I had probably 1,000 connections or whatever, but none of them got a vote. It was new people that I just connected with. Some people I hadn't even connected with yet, and I
Yep.
still voted for them. I ran out of connections. I had to email the network. I don't know what to do. I'm used to all these connections that come with, you're on whatever book or you name it, and you can just go away. But on Alignable, we're so much more tuned in, and that's what I just felt that's was the key to this whole contest. Is so much more than just a popularity thing, because
Yeah,
it's
right.
more so about who on this network of people that truly want to help you mold your business into something better, provide a service to you, or maybe you get service from them. you know they're recognizing you. They're looking out. They're looking at Susan and saying, look, Susan has started this group. She got my vote, that's for sure. So I was able to go in there fighting cancer again last year with all these new startups. It was just insane trying to handle it all, but I was able to go and look at some shining stars on Alignable. And then I also went back this year after that whole year went by, and I was like, okay, last year this person helped me. This person gave me advice as a CPA, not wanting
Mhm.
my business, just in a message, boom, vote.
That's a
And
good person helping out. Yep.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and not even thinking about it. And this goes back to my advice: just be you,
Yeah.
be yourself. Because without even thinking about I'm networking and just being me, I
Yep.
cruised around and picked people I liked, and we established relationships. And every one of them last year that I voted for, I either did business with or we exchanged communication to this day.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. And the
Mhm.
one thing I do want to bring up to everybody, the contest has been very similar for several years. This year, one thing we were able to add in is if you're an alliance member, we want a lot of people joining the alliances. There's a whole new group of ambassadors. They're always starting new alliances. Join the alliance and you get 10 extra votes. So you start with 10, you double that, and that helps you with your networking to reach out and thank all these people who've helped. Or sometimes people reach out to someone new saying, you're really interesting. Can we set up a Zoom call? I'd like to know more about you. I'd like to give you a vote, or if you can help me out, great. But again, it's an exchange of experience and really getting to know your personality. And what I love is a lot of people will say, we didn't even talk about business, we just talked about ourselves. We talked about our favorite album from 1978. We talked about whatever it was. And I'm like, well, that's good. That's what you should be doing, because people want to know you, right? And then they can refer you, they can do all the business stuff, but really you need to be the person first here. And that's why, by the way, early on in the contest, see, you guys are getting some background on the contest. At
Mhm.
one point, someone wanted to make it just the business of the year. I said, no, it's people. It's the business person. That's it. And some of our people have a number of businesses on here, but I was like, no, it's about the person. It's about the human being.
Mhm.
That's what makes us different. And I'm really glad I was, listen, I'll fight for what I need, but I was just like, before I could get it out of my mouth or even think about it, I was like, no, we need the business person and we need thousands of winners and to make everybody feel good and know that they were elected or whatever it is through positivity. And
Mhm.
so that's really important too. Let me ask a little bit about what you folks would. Okay, the one thing I did want to say. Sorry, I was thinking about too many things at once.
Mhm.
Uh, This year, we did give extra votes. So if you're an alliance member, you get 10 more votes. If you're an ambassador, you get 20 more votes. If you're a group leader, you get 20 more votes, which is good. These folks just do this via volunteering. They're not paid. They're not, I mean, they're just regular business folks. And they're like, no, we want to lead a group. We want to help. So we're like, okay, well, they need 20 votes, extra votes to give out too. And some people are ambassadors and business leaders and Alignable. They're all of the above, and they end up with 110 votes to give out. That's a lot. That's a lot, especially since in the history of the whole contest, we've only people have had 10 votes. That's been it. So Susan, let me ask you, with being a premium member and being a group leader. So what was your total? Was it 70?
90. I believe it was
90?
90. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's
And then I
terrific.
signed up for the promotion of, I paid, my premium dues, and I saved $111 for this year. So I'm like, okay, that was great.
Oh, you
And I'm
did the
not sure if
promo. Great.
I'm not sure if the 50 extra votes were put onto my account yet or not. So I'll have to check in with that.
You check in with that and let me know either way, because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, I hope they were automatically, but as I said, no contestant left behind, especially if you're doing the show with us here.
I
So
know there's a lot more people I'd love to vote for. So there you
please, I yes, please, I understand that. So Mike, do you still have votes left, or have you voted for everybody that you want to vote for so far?
Oh no, I'm definitely holding out. I, I, I've used about half of them, and I had close to
Good.
100. So I went off right away, but I went back to that strategy of last year that I didn't realize was a strategy, which is pretty funny. So I went back and was like, okay, last year this worked really well. I met a CPA, an editor, all these different things. So this year I was like, okay, I'm going to step up the game a little bit. I'm going to look at people that I want to collaborate with, people that I want to carry some of my brands in their stores and things like that. So who's a shining star in that world?
Right.
And I did that for the first half, and then I thought, okay, I'll hold on to half of them and get into February, and then start showing support to more people that I just seriously do not know at all, that are new to Alignable. Maybe they don't even have a vote, but you look at them and see this is somebody that's really trying. And I think it's important to recognize that person just as much as it is the person that's got 175 votes and they're neck and neck with somebody that's 174, so.
Thank you so much. Yes, because it starts with that. And it's not like people come in here and they're like, okay, I'm gonna have 100 votes. It's like, you get 100 votes. That's a lot. I mean, that really is a lot, because we have 8 million members and people want to thank a lot of different people. But yeah, I love the point, and I love that strategy is fascinating, where you're looking and you're looking at the groups, you're looking at posts, you're looking at what different people are doing, and reaching out and voting for them. The only thing I would add in there, Mike, is, and especially with your personality, reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to spend 15 minutes with you on Zoom, or if they're local, to the Santa Barbara area, hey, can we get together for coffee or something? Because that just builds the relationship even more.
And it does, that was one of the first things that happened last year. And I do have to share that I thought cancer last year that mutated into 3 different types. I continually kept them from being staged. I'm still at this point in a 3rd different diagnostic, moving towards full remission, complete now. We've wiped it out. So I am more than ready to do those Zoom calls, because it was incredible to walk up around the corner to the cool little coffee shop, that award-winning place too, and meet up with somebody that I met on Alignable right, in that first few weeks. And it was because of a vote cast and it was local, so maybe I should take 10 of those votes I have extra right now and put them in my local area and vote against myself, right? and and
Again, you win one way or another. I mean, you really do. Like
we
that's
are all
how it was
winners.
designed, right? Yeah,
Everybody that votes is a winner.
is
If
a
you
winner.
if you used all 10 of your votes, you're going to get a community supporter badge, and that's going to help your profile.
It's
So
going to do a
use all
lot
your
for your
votes.
profile. It will. And by the way, I do want to give a little inside scoop. Only 1% of voters last year used all 10 of their votes. So only 1% got the community supporter badge. So you thought it was fancy before. It's not on a lot of profiles. So go out and use those 10 votes. And if you need more, there are different ways to do it. You can do the premium for 50 votes, the 10, different things. You can become a group leader, but the idea is we wanted to give people who really are good networkers and care about the network and care about their fellow, their sister and brother, the friends they're meeting along the way, really give them more people that they can shout out, because I've been in several of these beforehand where they're like, Chuck, I need more than 10 votes. I have 6,000 people in my network and I love all of them. How am I going to choose 10? So that's one of the reasons we did this too. Randy's got to be here with questions.
I'm here with questions to, all great stuff, but we do have some questions. So, Chuck, a lot of people are asking about the contest in regards to, number one, break it down a little. You can do local, you can do national. What exactly is it in just a few minutes take for that? Because we do have a bunch of other questions.
Our clock is ticking here. No, she knows. Okay, so it is officially a local contest, but it's like right now we're across 10,000 different communities. So what you need for your community to win, one person with 3 votes. That's all. One person with 3 votes. Now that's the minimum. Some communities, there's a lot going on. A couple people have 100 votes, some people have 20, all of that, but they're all on the leaderboard too. So they're all getting credit for all of this. They're all getting, kudos. And you want to look at your leaderboards too. And we can send links to those. They should be in emails you're receiving and, other places. And if you're confused at all, you can also send me a note and I'll look yours up for you. But those are the things that you usually want to take if you're going to reach out to somebody. Say it's your external network, and say, hey, I'm in right now. I'm in 3rd place with a bunch of great folks. Do you feel like you could help me out? And these are to people who know you. That's usually the way you want to go. And
Okay.
if they're not unalignable yet, they just can join for free and then vote.
Okay. And do you post that leaderboard and stuff in the local biz person of the year group?
Yes, they're all over the place. They're all in your profile.
Okay.
If you look at your profile, there's your personal profile. The way you see it is it'll say go to contest leaderboard or contest. That's a landing page, and the leaderboard, there are links there too. But if anyone has any
Okay.
questions, they can reach out to us on it. There's so
Okay.
many ways that you can use it. I just like having things like this so that I just make sure people have a little more time to think about it and they don't miss it. We get a lot
Okay.
of people who miss it and go, Chuck, oh my God, I didn't know. And I'm like, I'm sorry, we tried everything we could to tell you about it.
Okay, let's go next question. Where do you get the handout, or is that the winning press release?
That's the winning press release. So for anybody who wins in their community, and again, I'm hoping for 5,000 voters, keep voting. I'm sorry, 5,000 winners, keep voting, everybody. Then we will give you the press packet and send that to you and help you with all sorts of other things there too.
Okay. What does Chuck mean by community?
Oh, well, it's the
Short and
community.
sweet, because I want to get to other
It's the
questions.
community you're in. So if you look at your profile and see what communities listed there, that's it. So it's where you're
Okay.
living or working.
Okay. Let's take another question. Let me get back. Why has my vote button disappeared off my profile on the Coral Gables contest for local biz person?
It's if it's on your profile, you can't vote for yourself. Everybody else looking at that profile will have the vote button on there to vote for you. We just made it that you just
Okay.
vote for yourself. Yeah.
So it's
great.
on other profiles when you visit them.
Exactly. And it's on yours for everyone else but you, because we can't count a vote from you.
Okay. And then let me just see. I've got others, so community. And a couple of people are really asking, and we do have 10 minutes, and I'd like to get from Mike and from Susan. They want to know really how you've increased, forget the contest for a second, how you've increased your business, because that's what we talked about in the beginning.
Exactly.
Through Alignable, what you've done. So 2 minutes each, just talk about how you've actually increased your business by using Alignable. Short and sweet. Mike?
Oh, so I've increased.
Oh, Susan.
Do you want
Susan,
me to go? I've increased my business through Alignable, through the relationships that I have created. And then also the people have come to me because they see that I have that badge.
Your sound went.
So I'm
off.
done. I'm gonna make it quick. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's the relationships that I have, the referrals that I get, and people know me, like me, trust me. And then yeah, you know, people get, I ask them, why did you choose me to be your coach?
So are they meeting you through Smart Connects, through groups, through events? How are they meeting you to even connect with you?
Okay, got it. Well, so I was thinking that would be obvious, and thank you for asking, because it's through everything. So I am attending Smart Connects. I'm going into the groups that I love to be in, and I'm commenting on posts. I'm interacting with my group. I'm providing educational webinars to help people. I do these for free. I use my skills to help others improve, because we're all in development. So every single aspect of the platform is what I utilize to connect with others.
And being a group leader really is great too. Like you're like the picture of a group leader, you know, and down to doing the free webinars and all of that. That's where, if, you know, if my brother came in and said, okay, how do I really do something on Alignable? I'd be like, become a group leader first, you know?
Yeah, I agree. You know, my heart's into it. You know, I wake up every day and I'm, you know, I'm on a mission to help people in their developmental stages of life. So it's beautiful.
Perfect. Mike, how about you?
I think this is a beautiful contrast, because Susan has a beautiful, just look at her, the beautiful professional setup, the beautiful lighting, and I'm more of a boom, boom, boom workhorse. I'm on 40 different pages on 12 different social media networks. I'm moving it all the time as fast as I can. And when I come to Alignable, I slow down. So what do I do on Alignable to get that number? Because that number is very low. 500% is not an accurate description of the increase. It is so much of an increase that I can't even put a percentage on it.
We were conservative with that. I said, well,
so it's
that's a
just
conservative estimate.
Very conservative. So how I was able to do that was expand. Just here I am. And when I came onto Alignable a year ago, to really concentrate on business, because I've been it's been almost a decade, but in the last year, heavily concentrating. I looked at expanding my footprint everywhere in different states with different people into different groups. If the small business group had this lining on it and I was part of that group, I'm asking a question that has to do with that group, and it's pertinent and real. It's not fake. It's not baloney. I'm not on Facebook. You know what I mean? Not
Right.
put that down. I'm just saying, so on every move. So when I went into other aspects, like somebody wanted to be a CPA, talk about, I engaged. I got on the phone and spoke with them, and continually connected with people, not so much in the smart connects, not so much in the stuff, but I do offer free consultation services. I'm continually putting free services out for my local community, which is thousands of people, my connections, thousands and thousands see this every month. You can come to me for a free consult, and all of these things didn't start happening until I got serious on Alignable and figured out that, hey, this is much more than some free thing that comes in my email. This is,
Some funky contest. It's all
yeah, this
reason.
is,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a huge group of businesses that I can take and expand and not just have brands, but turn these brands into businesses and entities. Wow. It's incredible when you use, I just want to learn more from Susan because
Yeah. So
I'm
let me
happy
ask you
to-
both another question then. So you're on Alignable, you're making connections. Are you joining different groups and then commenting on posts and then connecting with people? Walk somebody through. We only have a few minutes left, but people want to hear more about how you're building your business and connecting with people.
Okay. So I will connect with someone. Either they have asked me to connect and or I've asked them. And I like to start a conversation. I genuinely want to know, I start out with, just a general question like, hey, oh gosh, how's the weather over there? Because I've seen on the news that it's been, not very great. And I also ask them, is there something that I can help you with? Was there a specific reason that you connected me with me for? I do get a lot of generic, people use the generic questions, and I really like to check in with them on that because I want to know how genuine this person is about connecting with me. That's important to me. What are you connecting with me for, right? I mean, I'm a person, you're a person, so hey, what's going on here? And then from there, it seems like we'll go back and forth with getting to know one another. And then there's a time where it feels like it makes sense. Notice I said where it feels like it makes sense to connect and
Yeah.
want to get to know one another. So I do a lot of Zoom calls. I'll spend anywhere from a half an hour to an hour talking with someone. And, in that moment, that's when that spark hits and that there's that relationship that starts to bud and develop. What's important is I love it when I get to see my connections in front of me. Like, oh, there's so many times where I've thought of someone, I'm like, I know it starts with a K, but I can't quite remember because I want to refer them to someone else. I mean, I'm referring people left and right to others because I'm like, oh my God, I know someone that has what you need or this, So anyways, then that's what starts to happen is then the branching starts to grow. And then there's that appreciation that comes into play, right? With any relationship. So I think if that's helpful and if there's more questions around that, sometimes I feel like I'm in all of it and I know everything, the stuff that we know and
It's
it's
just
so easy for us
obvious.
now.
I
Yeah.
would say, though, I want to pick up on what you said. The more referrals you can do for people, the
Mhm.
better. That's all going to come back to you. You're being a good person doing all of that, you know.
Well, and it's just a natural thing, right? Like, oh my God, I know Susie over here, and oh my God, she totally has that, and oh, you guys got to meet because you guys are amazing.
That's how it really happens. Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and like the people that I get to meet with one-on-one in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm in Washington State. I'm like, what?
Exactly. And
That's
My
great.
Alignable office next time.
I could stay on with you guys for 5 hours. I know I could easily, but
Yeah.
Well, we can't.
we can't
Thanks,
for this.
Randy. Go get him, Randy. And by the way, Mike, I'm a no fuss kind of gal. So you think you're over there rocking it? Well,
We
I
got
am
1
too.
minute left. Right. I get it. I
We
get it.
we do have 1 minute left. Mike, do you want to add anything to that? And then I'm gonna close it out for us.
Right.
Alignable makes it easy. When you sign on and you go to your community, it gives you like 5 little steps to do every single time you go in. Do them all. Refer somebody to somebody, connect with those 5 people, do your post. At bare minimum, just do that when you sign in because you showed up, you were there, and you were you. So I think that is the best advice I could give somebody that's just starting out or even been there for years.
Super.
That's
So I have
perfect.
2 quick questions. They'll be yes or no's, Chuck. Does the Person of the Year badge stay for 1 year, or does it always say in the years to come? So
In
I
the
guess the
years to
additional
come,
years.
permanently. It's permanent.
Okay. We each get 10 votes. Are all 10 for local businesses, not connections I have in other states? Are they only for local, or can I expand outside local?
You can go out to anybody who's an Alignable member anywhere.
Perfect. So we are at the 4 o'clock hour. I like to, abide by the timeline and be respectful of everybody's time. So, Chuck, parting words?
Parting words, take advantage of the premium offer if you're an explorer and you really want to kick your networking into high gear during the contest. It's just a great time to do it and experiment with all this, and you'll save some money too, which we want. And you'll have that offer coming to you. You can click on it here somewhere too. And the other thing is, really, guys, have fun with this. Look at Mike and Susan. They have totally different approaches, but I could see all 4 of us and probably all of you getting together in one place for coffee and having a great time.
Absolutely. Sign me up.
So I'm going to share a recording in Alignable Success Tips group. So make sure you join over there. I've shared the link, but I'm going to send out an email with any of the links that we mentioned today, as well as a link to the recording. When you leave the webinar today, don't just click X. Go down to the bottom of your screen and click Leave Event. That way you can connect directly with Susan, with Mike, with Chuck. They're the best ones to connect with. And I think that's it.
I think that's
We
it.
are
Thank you so
4:02.
much. Mike and Susan,
much
thank
for
you
having
so
me
much.
today.
You guys
You're
were
welcome. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank
with
you
all
so
of
much.
you.
beyond fantastic. Beyond
Fun,
fantastic.
everybody.
And thanks for everybody. And stay tuned for the next one of these coming up soon.